The job market in supply chain management is buzzing.
It's good to get into this industry now because the demand for it's more than ever.
Not many know about supply chain management. Not many know about what it entails.
98.7 Chatt Tech, where 98.7% of our students earn a career. On today's episode, we're going to look at the Supply Chain Management and Logistics program. This is the program where you'll learn the professional techniques to diagnose problems, work around disruptions, and determine the most efficient way to manage the movement of raw materials and products. If you've paid attention to the news at all over the past couple of years, you've heard the words supply chain.
On Wednesday, President Biden addressed the supply chain crisis.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's called a supply chain crisis.
American consumers are buying up products faster than suppliers can ship them.
This is what a stressed supply chain looks like. Non-stop cargo Tetris in a crowded yard.
This is the latest manifestation of the supply chain squeeze.
And as we mentioned, the Biden administration faces another crisis amid a growing backlog in the global supply chain.
The global supply chain isn't functioning as it normally does.
And we want to turn now to what the American Medical Association is calling an urgent public health crisis. And believe it or not, those supply chain issues are to blame.
Yeah, it's not good, but that's where you come in. You see, with all the supply issues happening all over the world, there's a big need for educated supply chain professionals.
My name's Christian Went. I'm 25. I work at Hapag Lloyd. I'm a business development sales coordinator, which is the company is a vessel operating company. We use ships and stuff like that. It's logistics and supply chain based. So it's one of the biggest steamship lines in the world. So it's a pretty big company, and we ship around all the world. And during these times right now, supply chain logistics is more important than ever because of all the issues that is going around the world with lack of space, lack of available equipment, all this congestion, all the stuff going on. I say the jobs market right now is pretty high. It's good to get into this industry now because the demand for it's more than ever. Right now, we hired 40 people in this company in a span of 2 weeks. So.
Right. So my name is Alex DeGrassi, and I'm supply chain operations applications manager and project manager for Atlanta Bonded Warehouse Corporation. Well, right now, I'll tell you that right now, Atlanta Bonded could hire over 100 people, but we can't. All the restaurants and all the segments, you see that everybody's hiring, right? So there's always jobs available, especially now. So if anybody that is listening to us that want to apply for a job at Atlanta Bonded, we welcome you. We need people.
According to Forbes.com,
when it comes to the current state of the global supply chain, problems are everywhere. Massive dislocations are present in the container market, shipping routes, ports, air cargo, trucking lines, railways, and even warehouses. The result has created shortages of key manufacturing components, order backlogs, delivery delays, and a spike in transportation costs and consumer prices.
And there's no end in sight for this global supply chain disruption that started during the pandemic.
The global supply chain issues are likely to disrupt the stock of some alcoholic drinks.
The United States is running out of Thanksgiving turkeys and Christmas trees. Australia does not have timber to build houses. Russia does not have marbled beef and octopus in its restaurants. The UK is falling short of carbonated drinks. Car makers around the world are running out of chips. There is a shortage of toys, PlayStations, and Nike shoes.
So my name is Miles Wonschutz, and I am the lead instructor in the supply chain management and logistics program. What we're seeing now is that there is a lot of growth or potential for supply chains, especially with the pandemic showing inefficiencies within supply chains. We all have seen stores with empty shelves, and that was all happening because of the inefficiencies of supply chains. So all the companies nowadays try to work on improving their supply chains so things like that don't happen in the future.
All of these problems can be good for you.
I would say that supply chain management is one of the most desirable fields currently. For any company, there's always room for improving and streamlining processes. So this is something that will continue happening. more so with implementing, I think, automation and artificial intelligence that will replace more of the labor-intensive jobs. But supply chain professionals will be the ones who implement that technology and make companies more efficient.
So my full name is Isa Sally Juarez, but I go by Isa because it's short. I was active duty in the Marine Corps for 9 years, inactive for 1 year. During that time, my field of work was supply chain management. So I went through the basic training. They sent me to school to do supply logistics, procurement. I wanted to continue my study in supply chain management due to the fact that I fell in love with a dream job in the State Department, but I wanted some civilian background, some private sector. So I transitioned out of the military, and I was very lucky enough to get hired by the company I'm currently with, called Altium Packaging, formerly known as Consolidated Container. I think it's a rare career. Not many know about supply chain management. Not many know about what it entails. And it's funny because I was actually just talking about this with one of my coworkers. A lot of people do some of these responsibilities and duties without knowing that they're actually in the supply chain management field. When it comes to procurement or logistics, transportation, even if, they're in the warehouse receiving, goods, raw materials, they don't realize it falls under, say, supply chain management because they're not aware that it exists. So I feel when those positions are out there, people aren't aware of that unless you're actively searching, and when you are, you're able to find them. Like if I were to look for a logistics manager position or a supply manager, warehouse manager, I know exactly what I'm looking for. And there's positions out there, and a ton of them, based on my, my own research. Obviously, I like this company, but you always want to, be better. You always want to find that challenge. So my resume is always out there, just in case, any recruiters are out there poking. But I feel that it's not it's not a known career, but there are a lot of positions out there for this career.
We know there are a lot of jobs available in supply chain management and logistics, and we know that supply chain and logistics professionals will be needed for a long time to figure out how to recover from the worldwide supply chain issues caused by the pandemic. Heck, even the White House put together a supply chain disruptions task force. So let's talk about the actual program at Chatt Tech.
And COVID kind of changed the way that a lot of issues of supply chain logistics are. So there's a lot of new challenges now. But I know, talking to Miles, that's something that he's added to their program and stuff, effects on COVID. So now I think it's even better than ever to get involved with this program, because you're going to learn stuff that is current today.
Okay, our classes are all online and also in asynchronous format, meaning students don't have to log in at a specific time to attend live sessions, but they study and interact with their instructors and fellow students at their own pace. The supply chain management program is a differentiated and highly regarded program designed both for those entering the field and professionals desiring to sharpen their skills.
Miles is a great professor. Always there to help us. One of the reasons I did choose Chattahoochee Tech was, to be honest with you, it was just the convenience, right? A 2-year associate degree, 100% online, affordable. So that's the reason I chose it, and I don't regret whatsoever. It's a great program. Several professors. Miles is the one that I absolutely can name because he's the lead instructor for the logistics, and he was my instructor for 2 years. All the semesters I was there, I had something with Miles. So they're great. I'm telling they go above and beyond, to ensure that if you want to learn they will ensure that you will learn, you get what you want. It was 100% online, full-time job and all that. At that time, it was before the pandemic. I was traveling quite a bit. So more than once, Miles make accommodation because I had, a business travel and we had some midterms or, something. And then, he made me go with another class to get a test on another day. So, I mean, they're great.
Miles, yeah, he's great. He's the kind of guy, who's very interested in what he does. And that's something I always appreciate about him. He's always someone you can go to and talk to, like after class, just about work or whatever. And, he has a lot of knowledge under his belt, so he's a very interesting guy to talk to, and he's really there to like help the students. If he will give you the chance to look for something and build yourself in this industry. So that's, I think, the main thing I liked about that program is my teacher was such a great guy. He was actually interested in what we're doing, and maybe some other experiences I have wasn't like that. So yeah, he's great. The classes, they're pretty standard logistics supply chain, like the basics of it, which is good because, the basics are probably, in my opinion, almost as more important than, the more advanced stuff. So it really gets you understanding of like how our world works, because supply chain logistics revolves around everything. The stuff the issues where you don't see anything on the shelves when COVID hit, that's a big supply chain logistics issue. That was stuff like that. It's a very interesting topic because our world revolves around it. So, and the program really teaches you that, and all the different types of logistics there is, like transportations, stuff like that.
Do the classes and assignments in the supply chain management and logistics program at Chattahoochee Tech actually match up with the real world?
But when I read these assignments and I compare it to my actual job, everything relates. It's not like it's been outdated from 20 years ago with globalization starting. No, it gives you examples. Hey, this is the historical data. When globalization started to impact our economy, it gives you all those details and telling you, advising you, it's not 100% accurate as far as today, the present date, but this is all, the research compared to the previous year, and this is the pattern that we're seeing. So I must say that it's pretty accurate.
It's hard to say that there is one specific topic or a couple of specific topics that will better help them, going to the real world and find a job or, get a promotion, anything like that. To me, it's the combination of, it's the sum of everything. So ensure when people who go, sometimes, how I'm going to put that? People go, okay, I'm doing logistics, and it's like, why I'm doing econ, why I'm doing college algebra, why I'm doing human resources or whatever, English, right? And someone who's doing web development, and it's like, why I'm doing management, why I'm doing English. So it is the sum of the parts that is greater than the total. That's what I'm trying to say. Whoever is going to this training, any college, just ensure that you get it all, put it all combined. That's what makes you better. You have to have deep knowledge of what is your specialty, but you have to have, at least you can scratch the surface of a lot of things. You have to have that 30,000 feet vision of how things work from across the board. So that'll be my advice to someone who's going to college, any college.
A short recap. The global supply chain got really messed up during the pandemic and is going to take a long time to recover. Because of this, the job market for supply chain management and logistics professionals, it's really strong. Miles used the word buzzing.
The job market in supply chain management is buzzing.
Do you think you've got what it takes for this program?
To be successful in the supply chain management program and also later on in the career, I think students should be eager learners since supply chain is an ever-evolving field. They should also be detail-oriented since it involves analyzing data. And they also should be open to understanding new technologies. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and Internet of Things play a big role in supply chain management. We have a lot of students that are veterans with military background, and they come to us to get a degree to be able to enter the work field. They may have the experience, but they do not have the credentials. So we have a lot of those kind of students.
This is an industry where there's a lot of struggles. So if you're going to get into this, take it seriously, learn as much as you can about operations and stuff. Because if you become an expert in that and you can figure out loopholes around that, you will go really far in this place, because that's what they're looking for right now. And like I said, this is an industry where it's growing so fast that if you're into business or any kind like that, this is the best place to be, because it's fun, it's fast paced, it's a lot to do, you never be bored. You're going to talk to a lot of people. It's like an international thing too. So there's a lot of good chances for you to go overseas and stuff like that. So I think if you have the drive for it, you should definitely go to it. And I think the school is perfect because a 2-year program in this industry is truthfully all you really need. I don't think you really need a 4-year degree to be successful here, because you're going to learn the most working in the industry more than, I would say, in school from a bachelor's point of view, but I think the 2-year program is like perfect.
I'll tell you that in logistics, it's all about the details, right? That's when you miss orders in the real world, right? Let's talk about real world. If you have no attention to details, that's when you ship late. That's when you pick the wrong product. That's when you pick on the wrong rotation. That's when you picking 10 orders at the same time, and you put order, a product that should go to order A, you put on a ship stage that's go to order C. So the attention to details is what makes the difference in this business. The perfect candidate for this, if you to go to logistics, is someone who, one, is thirsty to grow. I mean, because like I said, this is a industry that is growing exponentially, right? And we see not everybody was talking about supply chain. Most people who even heard that expression, supply chain, before the pandemic, right? It's kind of in the background, but it's on everything that we're doing live. So you see how important it is. Supply chain is like right after the pandemic. You see how things are so crazy with everybody's need products and we don't have it. So it is. It's very important for our society, and there's plenty of jobs available. It's growing exponentially. So if you want to work hard, if you have attention to details, and if you can do some analytical thinking, that's for you.
Does this sound like something you could get into? Does it sound like something you would enjoy? Get online and check out the Supply Chain Management and Logistics program at Chattahoochee Tech. Find out everything you need to know at chattahoocheetech.edu.
This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. Darren Sutherland, Executive Producer. Jeremy Powell, Creative Director. Jacob Sutherland, Director. Producers Jason Gentarola and Matt Golden. And Kezia May, Copywriter. All rights reserved.